China's transgression attempt near the southern bank of Pangong Lake, which was thwarted by the Indian Army, was a deliberate move to provoke India, according to American intelligence assessment. Beijing is infuriated with its local commander withdrawing forces when a physical conflict appeared imminent. Indian forces were better prepared to face the Chinese provocation following the violent standoff in June in the Galwan Valley, in which 20 Indian soldiers and an undisclosed number of Chinese troops had lost their lives. The latest news, coming from valid sources, is that after capturing the strategic heights in the southern side of the Pangong Lake, now the specialized units of the Indian Army have also climbed up the heights within Indian-dominated territory facing the ridgelines of Finger 4 in the northern banks of Pangong, so in Ladakh as well, where the Chinese had built posts following their intrusion in April. Due to this latest events, Chinese Air Force has increased the deployment of its 5th-generation fighter J-20 to 12 aircrafts in comparison to its previous deployment of 4. US proposes NATO-like defense alliance for the Quad countries involving US, Japan, India, and Australia, and most probably this proposal would be officially put forward in the Foreign Ministries meeting of the Quad countries, which will be conducted later this year. And if the proposal gets approval from all the member countries, then the treaty could move forward fast and might be signed soon. This treaty will act as a proper defense pact, which would mean that if any of the Quad countries get attacked or happen to be involved in a war, then it will be considered as attack on all of the Quad countries, and every member country has to join the war in support of others. India might offer the export version of its indigenous fighter LCA Tejas to Bangladesh. The news started speculating over various media after the Chief of Air Staff of the Bangladeshi Air Force met with the Indian High Commission to Bangladesh, Riva Ganguly Das. This news started circulating that India might have offered Tejas jets to Bangladesh after a photo of Indian High Commissioner gifting the photograph of Tejas fighter jet to Bangladesh Chief of Air Staff came on medias. Since most of the aircraft in the Bangladeshi Air Force has become too old, they might be thinking of upgrading its fighters. This also paved the way for these speculations, but to confirm this news we have to wait until an official statement comes from either of the sides. India is all set to launch the bidding process for a 55,000 crore mega project to build 6 conventional submarines for the Indian Navy by next month. The project is aimed to narrow the gap with China's growing naval power. The submarines will be built in India under the much-talked-about strategic partnership model that allows domestic companies to join hands with leading foreign defense majors to produce high-end military platforms in the country and reduce import dependence. This will also help to achieve Indian Navy's aim of increasing its current fleet of 130 warships and operating 200 warships by 2027. India made the deployment of homegrown aircraft in both front lines LOC and LAC. First, Indian Air Force deployed its homegrown attack helicopter, the twin-engine multi-role light combat helicopter HAL, LCH in Ladakh along the border with China, that is LAC. LCH is capable of operating at the world's highest battle airfields, 14,000 feet to 18,000 feet, and is comparable to any other fighter helicopter of its class. LCH with a narrow fuselage has pilot and company pilot in tandem configuration, incorporating a number of stealth features, armor protection and night attack capabilities. It is the lightest attack helicopter in the world, designed to meet the specific and unique requirements of the Indian Armed Forces. The second deployment is India's first homegrown fighter aircraft, LCA Tejas. It has been deployed at the Western Front along the Pakistan border amid rising tensions with China along the line of actual control. The LCA Tejas was deployed by the Indian Air Force on the Western Front close to the Pakistan border to take care of any possible action by the adversary. The fighter, which has been deployed at the Western Front LOC, is the Mark I version of Tejas with laser-guided cluster bombs and beyond visual range (BVR) missile capabilities, as well as updated avionics and flight control software.
Don't forget to click on the red button which is in the right side of your screen, which says subscribe.